So do you find yourself feeling like the whole world is coming at you and that you have absolutely no time for yourself? Join us today as we discuss setting healthy boundaries. Hi there, everyone, and welcome back to the Joy Without Justification podcast. We are your one-stop spot for finding peace, purpose, and presence. No explanation is needed. I am your host, Denny.
And I'm your host, Dan.
And so, Dan, today we are discussing something that, like we said in the last podcast, you know a lot about. You've done this, in fact, recently with your life, and that is setting healthy boundaries. And that's a topic that it comes up a lot in conversations about mental and emotional well-being, and for good reason. Setting healthy boundaries are essential for protecting ourselves from burnout, stress, and negativity.
Absolutely. It's a great topic, something that I think most of us need to get better at. But before we dive in, Danny, why don't you give us a positive affirmation?
All right. Repeat after me. I am worthy of respect. I have the right to set healthy boundaries to protect my mental and emotional well-being. Let's repeat that again. I am worthy of respect and have the right to set healthy boundaries to protect my mental and emotional well-being.
It feels good.
Protect, yeah. My mouth needs more coffee. So, it does. It does feel good when you can start the day off with a positive affirmation.
Yes. Yep.
That's one of the things I think I use a lot for my boundaries setting is to keep any negativity and that going on. I love doing those morning affirmations on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about boundaries. So Dan, what are your thoughts on why they are so important?
Well, think of it like this. If you don't have a fence around your yard, anyone can and anything can come in. It can trample your flowers, dig holes, or make a mess. So kind of boundaries are like the fence that you would put around your yard. So they help us to define our personal space and protect us from things that could harm us.
Yeah. Now, that's a great analogy. I mean, boundaries can be either physical or emotional or even mental.
Right.
I mean, they can be about things like our time or our energy or our possessions or even our conversation.
Right, absolutely. A healthy boundary might be saying no to helping someone if you're already overwhelmed. Or it could be letting someone know you need time to recharge. Personally, for me, I was in a situation where I was being talked to in a way that I didn't feel I should be talked to. And I set a boundary to kind of let these individuals know I am not going to be talked to that way. And when it works, because they don't speak to you anymore. The trash takes itself out, if you will.
Yeah. I mean, you got to do that. I mean, not that some people need, that little bit of, hey, can I talk to you for a moment?
Yeah.
But they need to ask your permission. That right there is a boundary that we all need to set, is setting that boundary that, yes, you may want to talk to me, but please ask for it.
Well, it could be anything. It could be, like we had a neighbor when we first moved. Well, they moved and we were here for a while that would come over and want everything and anything, I got annoyed pretty quickly. But, I had to set a boundary at the time. I was a smoker, and she would see me and come over, and, I need a cigarette. And I'm a nice guy, and so I would hand him one. But then I got to be like, look, they're expensive for me, and I'm not going to furnish them for you.
Well, the job I was working at when they were living over there is one that I had differentiating schedules.
Mm-hmm.
Like I might be day shift one day, night shift another day. And if I just got home from night shift, the one time she came over and asked if her and her stepfather, I guess it was, could get a ride to the store. Excuse me? I mean, no. I just got home from work.
Right.
I'm ready to go to bed.
Right.
No.
Right. And it's the people that take advantage, whether it's your kindness, whether, no matter what it is, you have got to have time for yourself. You have got to have time for me, it was my own mental space. I was going through some stuff. I was always plagued with anxiety and people, I always was drawn to a type of personality. I was pretty much drawn to the personalities my abusers had all my life. So I had to set boundaries.
And it's something another thing we both have dealt with. And I personally have set that boundary, and I've set that boundary, drama.
Yeah.
I hate drama.
Yeah.
I hate when you're either on social media or busy doing something and somebody has nothing better to do than to come up to you and play out this whole dramatic scene.
Yeah.
I don't have time for that.
Well, for me too, right now, it's the political crap. Everybody's got their beliefs, and we are not going to discuss politics on this channel.
Nope.
But sometimes you just got to say no. I don't want to hear it,
and we
because we're bombarded with this stuff. I mean, you can't even go on social media, turn on the TV without political this, political that, and I don't care what side you're on. Personally, I think they're all nuts, but that's just me.
And we talked about
that. But I don't want to have people come push their political or religion.
Yeah.
I grew up fundamentalist. It's Christian. Again, we're not a Christian channel, and I'm talking crazy, But I don't want your religious belief forced on me.
No.
I don't want to go there. I have my own beliefs. If we're having a civil discussion, fine. But if you start getting pushy, I'm going to set a boundary and tell you, nope, we're not crossing this.
Yeah.
We
talked about that in the previous podcast where we have set boundaries like that. Mm-hmm. I mean, we used to, like you said, we used to go visit your dad,
mm-hmm.
and he would want to talk politics.
Yeah, he'd want to argue politics.
And my boundary, I was not there to hear it. I didn't want to discuss politics. I got up, I went outside.
Yeah.
That was my choice to set that boundary that I'm not here for that, and I'm not going to listen to it.
Right.
So,
how do you set boundaries, though?
Yeah.
That's something we need to discuss real quick. I know we're short on time, but how do you set them? What do you do?
I just pretty much make my mind up. If it's something I don't want to discuss, or if I have something that I need to do, and I understand you might need help with it, but what I'm doing right now needs my attention. I can't walk away. I can't leave this. And as soon as I'm done, you need to then also then at that point look at the person that's asking you for help, and you need to be like, okay, can you wait a minute? I'm in the middle of something right here, and as soon as I get done with what I'm doing, I will come help you.
Right.
But I need to finish this first. We did that big time in healthcare.
Yeah.
Because if you're in the middle of bathing a patient, you can't leave this patient exposed or in an unsafe situation just to go help somebody.
Right.
You need to stay there and get that taken care of.
Right.
So that's what I learned, and how I learned to start setting boundaries is when I have something I'm doing, and if I'm in the middle of it, fine. I'm glad you came and asked me for help. I understand you need help. But I am busy right now, and as soon as I am done, I will come help you.
Right. And I think I've done that too with, different things. And I try to say, look, this is just something I'm not comfortable doing, or I need to do me time. We have, sometimes friends, they want to do stuff. And I'm 57 now. I'm a little older. I don't have the social desire to do. So you might say, look, I'm tired. I'm staying in for the night. But you also have people that push, and you've got to remain assertive to your boundaries, or you will be taken advantage of.
Yeah. And you need to be, somewhat respectful. Even if you're setting a firm boundary, you can still be kind and compassionate with your responses. I mean,
you can.
I know sometimes it can be stressful, and especially if it's somebody that keeps coming back and asking you for help many times.
Right.
But take that time, like we've discussed before, and take that deep breath and be a little bit compassionate with them and be like, look, I'm a little busy right now myself.
Well,
I will help
one thing that I've learned too is before that they would, why? And I felt obligated to give them, an explanation, but you're not required one. I just said no, and that should be enough. Right. And that's how I handle it now. And believe me, it's hard for someone like me that's a people pleaser, but why can't you do this for me? Because I can't.
So remember, setting boundaries is a process, and it takes practice, and it won't always be easy, but it's an investment worth making for your mental and emotional well-being.
Right.
So, join us next time when we will be discussing reinventing self, and don't forget to check us out on where you get your podcasts from. We've got many episodes out there, so check us out.
Absolutely. So just please give us a follow. We would love that. And give us some love and share our channel so our algorithm goes up if you like your content.
Get that algorithm going up there.
We love you guys. Thank you for joining us today.
And we would like to also remind you that if you have any questions, concerns, or even a topic you'd like to hear us talk about, email us at joywithoutjustification@gmail.com. So until next time, take care of yourselves and peace out.